When people start reaching this moment, they're overcoming themselves, and now they're at that perfect place to create. The majority of our thoughts and feelings are connected to our sexuality, to our victimization, our guilt, our suffering, our shame, our unworthiness, our self-doubt, or our importance, our control, our fear, our anger, our frustration, our hatred, our judgment. Those are the first three hormonal centers in the body, and those first three centers have everything to do with survival. Those centers are energy consumers, and we're literally robbing the body's energy. So then living like that for the short term is okay, because the body can move back to homeostasis and can restore itself. But when we're overdoing that consistently, then there's no energy for growth and repair. It's because you're living constantly in survival. So people in the world are living anticipating the next moment based on their past moment. And so they're laying reality down moment by moment with the next known, the next predictable moment. And so the hormones of stress endorse the senses. Our senses become heightened when we're under stress, and we become materialists. We narrow our focus on the danger. So then you're focusing on matter, you're focusing on the material world, and when you do that, you put all your attention, the arousal of the stress hormones puts all your attention on your body. If you're being chased by T-Rex, you better be paying attention to your body. When people start reaching this moment, my goodness, they're overcoming themselves, and now they're at that perfect place to create. And my definition of creation is when I forget about myself. That's when you're free. People say to me, why do you meditate every morning? I say, because if I can overcome myself in the morning, the rest of my day, it's easy. And so then all the chatter in your head, listen to all day long, that is called the default mode network in the brain. Research shows that shuts off. Not just shuts off during the meditation, it stays shut off for the rest of the day. So the critic in your head that's telling you this will never happen, you don't have enough time, there's no voice there. So you just have a clear flow where you're going, and you trust yourself more. When you start practicing creating that brain and heart coherence, you can believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that it's actually, there's physical evidence in your brain to look like it's already happened. And you can begin to understand you can select a new potential in the quantum field and every day emotionally embrace that future reality to such a degree that your body begins to believe it's living in that future reality in the present moment, and you're signaling new genes and new ways to change your body to look like it's already happened. Now think about this. If there's physical evidence by thought alone in your brain and body to look like your wealth or your future has already happened, it's already happened, and you're already it. So it's not about your wealth. It's not about your health. It's not about your freedom. It's who you become. A lady had a stroke on the optic nerve. A nurse, a lesion was on the optic nerve, and it created a blind spot in her visual field from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. She can't see anything there. And so she lost her license. She has her own company. She couldn't read emails, and sooner or later your brain accommodates a little bit, but not fully. She has great relationships with all the physicians, and they all said, yeah, you're gonna have to learn to live with it. And she came to the event with the intention of learning how to live with her condition. And she went because she wanted to start a nonprofit to help people. Just a certain point in the middle of the event, she was doing a walking meditation on the beach with 1,000 other people there, and it occurred to her that maybe she should think about healing her eyes. She went into the meditation in the same day, and she laid down after we finished the meditation, and she said it was like someone taking cellophane, crackling it in her head. She felt something going on inside her brain, and she was crying because she knew something spectacular was happening. And she didn't want to open her eyes, and then the meditation ended, and she said, when I opened my eyes, it was like I was seeing so much brighter. And she said, I could see, no blind spot, and the doctor was laying right next to her, and she was sobbing, they were hugging each other. And so she went on the Monday morning to the visual fields measured. You can see on the pre-measurement, just a black quarter of the circle was just all black, in other words, blindness. You see the post-measurement on the Monday morning after the event, there isn't a black spot, complete restoration of sight. Now, if you asked me if that was possible 2 years ago, I would say, yeah, it's possible theoretically. But now, this is the 4-minute mile.